Welcome back to part 4 of Death and Request, where today we're going to work our way back towards the throne room to check up on Lily's father. But firstly, you can check this shop over here to buy and sell things and accept quests. Quests are split into 3 categories: monster quests, item quests, and DLC quests. DLC quests are the only quests you don't have to do to get the true ending. The monster quests and the item quests all have to be done to have access to the true ending, or to get access to an ending that's just not really bad, essentially. So I go through and alter equipment. Additionally, you'll see that I've got equipment that I shouldn't have. There are DLC equipment. I won't be equipping any of them for the duration of the Let's Play. Only equipment that I've brought will I be using. Isn't it funny, Mr. Enigma? We've never had a chance to walk around like this, just the two of us, huh? Really? I guess you're right, but what's gotten into you? I just can't get over how adorable you are in your current form. Who would have guessed you could be so huggable? That's a good boy. Around camp, you can engage in these little adorable conversations from now and again. The coordinates are, hey, you picking me up? Hey, stop it. Oh, come on, why not? It's not like I'm actually touching you. Okay, ready? I'm going to toss you up. Hey, even if we're just speaking through an intercom, it's not right. I mean, I can still get motion sickness, you know. The two of you seem quite close, no? Your relationship is rather intriguing. Well, you see. Also, what Sheena said about your current form is beguiling to me. This is silly me. Did I say that? Fine, this conversation doesn't leave us. Got it, ladies? What? Mr. Enigma, what are you about to say? Only with Sheena's help am I able to exist in this world without a problem. What do you mean by that? I can't go into details, but this whole get-up has a lot of limitations, so it's not my primary form, if you will. Whenever I'm in a bind, Sheena has to help me. In actuality, these roles are reversed. Oh, I see. Would it be fair to describe the two of you as associates, then? Associates? I suppose that would work. Mr. Enigma is always sharing his insight with me. Amazing. How touching. Isn't it wonderful to have someone supporting you that you can support in return? Indeed. That's why I consider myself lucky for knowing Sheena. Mr. Enigma. Well, right back at you. You two really are close. Alright, looks like she brought it. I might look like a bear, but you can think of me more as something to a parent to... Parent? My, is that so? You're more playful than parents usually are with their children. Hey, Lily, don't listen to him! Oh, look at how much she's grown since I last seen her. Could you tell me what Sheena was like when as a child? Sure thing, I need to brush up on the old photo album, but maybe one day... Mr. Enigma, enough of the dad jokes already. Aw, the cars can be adorable when they want to be. Mizanashi, is she really an NPC? What do you mean? I have a hard time believing that an AI could be as responsive or observant as she is. If it's got a tick next to the box, it means that it's saved in the system that on a previous playthrough I've clicked it. It doesn't matter if you're on a fresh file, you always have to tick on things because it's saved on the system, not... You get what I mean. It's saved in the system save. You can't affect that. You can't change that unless you wipe the entire save off the system, which I wasn't going to do. I've heard some Agile engineers discuss the creation of the operating system that governs their nuanced emotions and decision making. Who'd ever think that we could witness actual brain processing inside of an AI game? It would make it even better with games with this someday. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but the idea of developing a new title is exciting. I'd like to work on that project if it ever comes. Thank you. Well, I'm going to keep my eye on Lily for now. And that's the last we can talk to her as well. You can also talk to the DLC character, but we'll get to that in a second. Are you okay, Lily? You've been through a whole lot. Try not to push yourself. Thank you kindly for your concern, but I'm fine now. That's good to hear. Even though I know she's just an NPC, I worry. Maybe Sheena's rubbing off on me. You needn't worry yourself. Having to say farewell a parent in this world isn't as rare as it should be. I know. Would you mind if I change the subject? There's something I've always wondered about. What is it? What is the relationship between you and Sheena? What do you mean by relationship? We're just a bear and a girl, that's all. No, you're a man and a woman, are you not? That can't be! No, keep it together. Yeah, you can say I've tried both of them at different points. Not at all, we're just a bear and a girl. Certainly nothing more than that. Is that so? I'll take your word for that then. You wouldn't slip then. How unfortunate. Actually, there's something that shouldn't happen. Okay, but seriously, is she just an NPC? But lastly, let's talk to this DLC character. Oh, good day. At last I can say hello. I'm aware that you know who I am, but my name is Rapuka. Call me whatever you'd like. I suspected that you would soon forget about me. Some would call it a cause for concern. Some. Enough about that. You might be wondering why I'm here, or why I'm travelling with the others, aren't you? I mean, the others don't even seem to recognise. I too am alarmed by their indifference. Something about this strikes me as odd. Have you any idea? And your DLC? You don't. You do, don't you? Because you're the one who summoned me here, right? I should have known better to expect an answer from you. Fine, so be it. You've summoned me here to assist these measly fools in battle. Is that correct? Don't worry, I won't stab them in the back. For now, that is. Be sure to speak with me now and again so I won't change my mind. Good day. We'll be learning a lot more about Rapuka far later into the adventure, but she is a DLC character. Additionally, when you're in the pause menu, at any point when you're not in camp, because that's an odd detail, you can tap R2 to immediately transition to Arata. And then when you're in Arata's menu, L2 to transition back. It's a nice little feature that the game has that I actually genuinely credit on, that you can jump between the two perspectives. Echo Link had ordered an immediate halt on the development of the VR MMORPG World's Odyssey, which meant that its servers were deactivated. But I discovered that Shiina Ninomiya, the game's director who had been missing for a year, was stuck inside of it. I immediately called Sumika Tokiwa. Hello, this is Tokiwa. Tokiwa, it's me, I found her, Shiina, the girl who went missing. I finally found her. Sorry I can't come at the phone at the moment, but please leave a message at the beep. Tokiwa, it's me, Mizunashi. I discovered Ninomiya's whereabouts. Call me as soon as you hear this message. Phew. Oh, I should show Lydia the updated character model for Lydia to see if any other NPCs had the same alterations made. Pigtails, huh? She looked more like a I don't know what Harajuku girl is than a princess. Someone has to update me. Mizunashi, remember Lily's original design? I remember it being far more primped and blonde, a style befitting a queen. Oh yeah, well I don't remember the details for every single NPC we've made. Lily's current design is cute, but the fact that she's changed so much throws me off. Don't you think this has something to do with her bugs? Probably. Maybe the assets of her character model got shifted or something. I should ask Lydia, her character designer. You know, just in case you forgot that conversation from 5 minutes ago, I should give Lydia a call. I hope she's awake. Now, weird, he went straight to voicemail. Maybe I should try calling again. Huh? Lydia, is that you? The number you're trying to reach is busy, or the location with poor reception. Damn her, she probably slept in because we got the day off today. I bet you anything she spent all night binging some anime, then decided to use the rest of today recovering. Been there. I should just send her a screenshot over a text message. If she's in charge of a character design, then she'll know if any characters have changed similar to Lily's. I opened the window, and the fresh morning air came drifting in, cleansing my room. I'm beat. Take solace in that she's alive and safe, but I won't rest until I know where her body is. Shiina, where could you be? Here you can view artist's inventory skills and whatever information you've gathered, trigger events, speaking to people, and visit around the map. You can also bring up the backlog to read back through previous conversations if you've missed details, which is very helpful in this game. Both stories have a separately recorded backlog, so you can go through cutscenes that happen in the real world and cutscenes that went through in the Odyssey in separate, in your own time kind of thing. But they're talking again, so I gotta shut up again.
Oh well, we still have company. Hopefully Sumika and the rest of the team are already in. Huh? What's going on? Something?
Hello, sir. Do you work here?
What's the meaning of this?
You work for Enigma, right, sir? Can you spare a minute to tell us if the recent crisis is in any way related to your company?
Huh?
Japan's financial stock exchange has been totally shut down, which has sent ripples across stock exchanges around the world. Can you explain what this image might mean?
Hold on, wait just a second. It's true, yes, I work for Enigma, but I don't know what kind of crisis you're talking about.
So you do work here? Does your company accept the responsibility for the financial crisis? Maybe there are hackers in your very own department.
Hang on. It's Tokiwa. She sure picked a perfect time to turn her phone back on.
Hello? Arata, what the hell did you do?
Not you two. What do you mean what I did?
Breaking news. We just got an update on the mysterious cyber attack that has put financial institutions worldwide in total meltdown since this morning. Earlier, several PC and cell phone users began reporting abnormal malfunctions on their devices. Many users reported having opened an email from an anonymous source that unleashed a vicious strain of malware. Nearly all PC users report total system shutdown, but the true extent of the malware's effects has yet to be uncovered. Businesses throughout all of Japan have been temporarily closed as a result of the total computer, vehicle, and market failures. Our only lead as to who might be responsible for this scandal is a mysterious image that displays when the virus infects any device. A connection has been made between this mysterious image and an online game that was canceled nearly 2 years ago. Local authorities have stated that they are conducting an investigation into who might be responsible for spreading this illegal malware. Only time will tell if the software company to whom this mysterious image is attributed is responsible for this devastating outbreak.
More. I need more.
Huh? What's going on?
Hello? Where are you right now? Did you see the news report?
Just watched it.
Whatever you do, don't set foot anywhere near the office. It's surrounded.
Too late. Now I'm surrounded.
Why did you go there? Anyways, isn't the mysterious image the login screen for World's Odyssey? Apple's news app is blowing up with coverage right now. They're reporting that Enigma might be involved.
What? That can't be. You'd be stupid enough to use company property to hack the National Stock Exchange.
True. But we can't deny our affiliation if they're using company assets. The proof is in the pudding. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a search warrant out for us. You need to get the hell out of there this instant.
But I didn't do anything wrong. Why do I have to run?
It's a national holiday. There's a chance that you could be arrested before any law office in the country will take your case. If they force a statement out of you, it could spell the end for our entire company. Do you want that on your hands?
Hey, who you got on the other line there? Are you not grasping the severity of this scandal? It could result in a total economic meltdown. Hey!
Jeez, shut up. This bastard's just trying to rile me up. Journalist, I tell you.
I just got word that one of our reporters has gotten in contact with a supposed employee of this company. So we'll report back very soon.
Hurry up and get out of there. I'll call you again later.
Got it.
Oh, hey, wait!
Just a minute. Please, sir. We need a statement from you.
Government leaders worldwide are expressing extreme and unanimous discontent towards the culprit of this cyber attack.
Our country has no tolerance for criminals who resort to cyber terrorism. Whoever they are will be charged to the fullest extent. I urge the responsible parties to heed my warning. We will find you, and you will be imprisoned. Turn yourselves in.
Well, I guess we're not safe to leave the home anymore. Hello, this is Tokiwa. Sorry I can't come at the phone at the moment, but please leave a message at the beep. Damn it, Tokiwa. I can never get a hold of you. I'm not going to get a hold of anyone else. God damn it, what's going on? Because of the login screen for World's Odyssey was plastered on every screen account for the global cyber attack, Internet forums began connecting the dots to determine that Enigma was at fault, wasting no time to bash our company at every opportunity. To make matters worse, Agil's news division made sure to deflect the blame from themselves and blasted it towards us in their broadcasts. For a second, I was sure that our CEO would know how to pivot from this controversy, but his hands are understandably tied at the moment. He always mentioned how his dream was to make a world a better place for our games. What can I do? Nothing for now, so you need to transition back to the world's odyssey to continue through the quest. What you should be doing throughout the whole adventure is constantly paying attention to the R2 to reality thing in the corner when you're going through your menu. It's got an exclamation mark, you need to interact with it, because the game will stop you progressing if one of the two stories falls behind. You won't be able to get new stuff for Arata until Sheena is a certain distance ahead, and you won't be able to get stuff for Sheena unless Arata is a certain distance ahead. Like, both stories have to be keeping up with each other as you go through. But now we're actually in the game properly, and actually in gameplay, holy shit, I can start explaining how a lot of things work. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to go through the whole rundown again, because well, this is the first proper instance of gameplay. The game is a turn-based RPG, where you can move around the arena. Around the arena, well, I've just annihilated all of them, but you'll get to see these little orbs of different shapes and sizes. These orbs, when stepped on, affect your glitch percentage, and will affect your stats in various ways, usually hurting you as well as a punishment. If your glitch percentage reaches 80%, you go into a glitch form where all your stats multiply and you get access to a super special attack. So I'm just enjoying this little... I'll get into them getting to glitch attacks in a minute. You can activate these special attacks. If it hits 100%, your character will immediately collapse and die because it gets too much for them to handle. Their HP will immediately drop to 0 and they'll just collapse regardless of what stats they're on. However, when it's above 50%, Arata can actually help in with something called Battlejack, where he will install codes or summon creatures later on or put in hacks that will give you a combat advantage. Which is what you saw in that previous fight where Lily was shooting enemies around the screen. That was one of the hacks that Arata did that turned this game's mode into a first-person shooter. Because the hacks will turn the game into different genres. You've seen that we've just learned a new skill in the middle of combat. You don't learn skills from leveling up. Leveling up just increases your chance of getting said skill. When you put in a combination of an attack, because you can put up to 3 attacks in one go, certain combinations have a chance of learning a new attack beyond that. These new attacks can only be triggered on a percentage chance, but once you've got them once, you've got them for keeps. The percentage chance, however, will gradually increase the more you level up. So if it's like 2% to get the skill, level up a couple times, you might have a better chance trying to get it. As you'll see here, the two Rudokians, or however you pronounce that attack, has a 6% chance, or Rukodian, of giving us a more advanced attack beyond that. So mix and match with your skills and you can find all sorts of combinations. There is if you're going for 100% trophy-wise, there is a trophy in it for you for getting over 50% of the skills for every character, so you might want to try and learn it now. Also, physical attacks stacked together will cause the enemy to get knocked back as an extra hit at the end. If the knockback bumps into another teammate, they will whack it and continue the momentum going. If you can trap an enemy between like 2 of you or even 3 of you, because you can have a team of up to 3 in this game, you can really start racking up some damage on the knockback alone. It's kind of it's a bit fun because it's kind of like pinball machine. You just turn the enemy into your ball, but it is quite crazy how much damage you can get out to it with good positioning, which I will compliment over, say, Neptunia, the other game that involves positioning, because they've given positioning more reasoning to matter. Like, enemies will have quite a wide range of attack and can hit multiple of you, but there's also the fact that if you're circling an enemy, you can make the enemy bounce between you with knockback. However, magic attacks will not allow you to perform knockback afterwards, so you've got 2 magic and 1 physical, you're not getting a knockback at the end of it. A lot of doors in the Heartless Palace you won't be able to access because we will be returning to this dungeon far later in the game. They're so too powerful. What are we going to do about these martyrs? What do we do, Sheena? Well, this is just a scripted fight. And similar to Neptunia, but just in case you didn't watch it, I'll run it through again. If we fought all the enemies that we're going to fight before, I'll be skipping the fight. But mandatory fights, or enemies that we have not fought before, I'll be keeping. Just so we can keep the pace of this to somewhat steady amount. I know the plot is going to make that very difficult, but just for the sake of keeping a pace going, we're going to do it. As you can see, since Sheena leveled up last time, the percentage has gone from 6 to 9%. So there's a 9% chance at the end of this she will learn a new skill, which was at that time.
It won't go easy on you.
As you can see here, I just used one of the hacks so I could bring back the first-person shooter mode. The other side is cheat codes, which allows you to either slightly alter stats of the enemies of yourself, alter glitch percentages, or you do a few other little things like healing much later on. Lily, are you okay? Yeah, somehow. Did something just spew out from the martyr's mouth? Whatever it is, it sounds heavy, doesn't it? Look at the way it glows. It radiates with colour, almost like a rainbow. Whoa, the stone, it's moving! Huh, you're right, what could it be? It must be the source of the corruption, the actual bug that's been driving these monsters to the brink of insanity. More like a parasite. A parasite? Bagoo. Huh? What's the matter, little one? Bagoo! Kiki. Something wrong? It's the parasite. They're staring at. Oh. They immediately bolted over to the parasite and began feasting upon it. Hey, don't do that! Wait a minute, I've seen this before. Kyoko! You think they were famished? Look how eagerly they're wolfing it down. This parasite seems to operate similarly to how the bugs do, by finding a host and siphoning away its energy as sustenance. Sheena's bug did the same thing with the executioner. Maybe they have a preference towards eating one of their own. You mean like cannibalism? Right, but don't you remember, Sheena? It was until your Atoner bug ate the executioner that you transformed, thereby powering you up. No, in fact I barely remember anything about that day. All I know is that I started feeling a massive stomachache, and before I realised it, the enemy was gone. I watched that unfold. It was tantalising display. You look beautiful back there, Sheena. Oh, really? Yes, I found myself entranced by how gorgeous your attire is. I mean, you were always stunning, of course, but this was no exception. Sheena was wearing nothing. I can't give myself away. I won't utter those words aloud, but tell her that the image of her half-naked is burned into my mind. What's the matter, Lily? You look beet red. Nothing, don't mind me. Well, let's find more parasites for the bugs to feed on if we can. And so now it seems that their most recent meal bore no change, although depending on what parasites they consume, it might boost you again. Which leads to a whole bevy of new questions. I should look more deeply into this. Poor Lily. Lily's just like, damn, she's sexy as well. But I can't say anything because she's too shy to. But she doesn't want to admit that she's not only now like attracted to Sheena on personality, but attracted to her physically as well. But there's this secret item over here that's not so secret. You have to pick it up eventually to advance. This is a picture of a park, a play park, no less. This painting real? My word, look at the attention to detail, it's extraordinary. This isn't a painting, it's called a photograph. The image is burned onto a roll of film. Film? Photograph? What are these things you speak of? I've never heard of them before. You found a photo? Oh, you startled me. Oh, sorry, Lily. Wait, how did you find this, Sheena? Give it here. Okay. It's just somewhat outdoors. Whose photo is this? I feel like I've seen it before. There seem to be odd-looking monuments arranged throughout this image. Might this be the work of a royal sculptor? Oh, that's called a slide. Wait, isn't this Yamabushi Park? Yamabushi Park? Yeah, it's the kind of place that they talk about in urban legends of being haunted. How would a photo of this park exist on this side? Well, is that true? Afraid so. In fact, Tokyo is the one who showed me this photo. It's practically famous. See, look, there's a shadow behind the slide. A creepy woman lurking in her kimono. What's going on? Did you just throw the picture away? Why would you even say that? Are you alright? Lily, Mr. Enigma is bullying me! What? You called that bullying? Sheena's so adorable. Oh, Lily! Don't worry about a thing. I'm right here. There's nothing to be afraid about. Thanks, Lily. That's so sweet of you. I like Mr. Enigma over here. Hey, I wasn't trying to spook you out. I was just pointing out how strange it is that a photo from an old ghost story would somehow generate in World's Odyssey, you know? Generate? Uh-oh, we're speaking too openly in front of Lily. Well, for starters, everything you're saying is whizzing above my head, but the technology alone fascinates me. Yeah, of course, I find it fascinating too. Only artists from where I can born can use it. Amazing, don't you think? Quite, I cannot help but marvel at this portrait. It takes my breath away. Perhaps if this technology was to reach artists, then I could speak with my father whenever I wanted to. Lily. My apologies, I was feeling overly sentimental. No, don't apologise, Lily. It's natural for you to express worry about the king. Let's do what we can to save him. Thank you, Sheena. Mizunaishi, what did you make of the photo? Well, it's difficult to say. Images like that don't just appear in game. This is far too specific to be a random bug or something. At the moment, there's not enough information for us to explain how this could have happened. I think the sun's peeking up on my side. I'm going to do a bit of digging to see how the photo got here. Maybe, just maybe, it'll provide some clues as to how we can find where your body is. Thank you so much, Mizunagi. I'm counting on you. Leave it to me. If I stumble on my words trying to keep up with the reading, it's because of how much I'm doing. Like, I'm only slightly dyslexic. Like, I'm nowhere near as bad as a lot of other people usually are when they're dyslexic, but it catches me out sometimes. So if you hear me stumble on my words on rare occasion, if you've watched this channel enough, you know I stumble on my words all the time. But for this Let's Play specifically, I think it's going to highlight its ugliness a lot more. Especially because some of the characters later on like to throw out overly fanciful words all the goddamn time. And I can read them, usually, but when they're back to back and it's through constant sentence structure and flying around and all that rubbish, sometimes I get stumbly, sometimes I struggle and fall a bit behind. So I'll try my best, and keep on, I'm also doing voices for all these characters, so if it's jumping between a conversation with several people, I'm also having to consciously think about whose voice I'm doing. Which also isn't easy, but it's a challenge that I've kind of set up for myself over the past couple years now. Like, I've started voicing the characters and started playing games that have a lot more talking. It's just, it is what it is. But as we turn this corner, well, firstly I check this door, which is locked, we need a key. We encounter something that is worth highlighting to you guys, but we'll let this cutscene play out first. Gob gob. Gob gob. What's going on? Gob gob. I think they used to be members of the Palace Guard, but their attire is different now. Just a hunch, but cannot say for certain. Why do they look like they're melting? Perhaps they're being slowly consumed by the Atoma. Most victims of the Atoma become crippled, but I could never have foreseen anyone suffering a disfigurement to this degree. Won't we try approaching them then? Sheena, would you mind checking if they're able to converse like normal NPCs? Sure. Excuse me? Hagagagagufu petuta mototo, her bagged impa wambo, defu no jigashu monero. Haba waba gundolo bibishka, shimbup, we fadul embomatsitsis. It's no use, I have no idea what he's saying. At least I can get a response out of him this time. Wait, did just try again, this time speak slower. Excuse me, could you say that again? Gob gob. Gob gob. Save. During cutscenes, you can tap the menu button or the touchscreen button and save your game. Do so, I'll warn you every time, because if you decide to help the NPC... I tried saving them, but it was naive of me. Tentacles were wrapped around me, constricting me as I gasped for breath. Soon, I couldn't move a muscle. That's a death ending. I mentioned it in part 1, but I'll reiterate, there are 28 death endings in the game. Triggering them is by activating certain cutscenes or fulfilling certain requirements, which will result in a little cutscene and an immediate game over. So we're going to abandon this son of a bitch right now. It appears as though it's making an effort to communicate with us. Oh well, let's move on for now. And I will be showing off every death end in the game, because it saves into the system every time you get a death ending, and you can get special rewards for doing so. I will not be using any of these special rewards, and besides most of them are just money, but I will be getting all of them anyway to show you what they all look like. Most of them are just a couple lines of dialogue, then you died, but there are so few of them throughout the game that are pretty special that I look forward to highlighting, because in reality, if you want to know how far ahead I am on recording, I'm in chapter 5. This is still chapter 1. So anyone who's played this game before, yeah, I'm relatively far ahead for now. As you can see, Sheena's pretty powerful for early game. Lily's pretty good early game as well, but I am going to make the warning now that as the game goes on, she becomes less and less effective. Her skills are powerful, but her damage, like her stats for damaging, for both attack and magic, are some of the lowest in the game. She just has range and speed on her side, but that sheer lack of attack, and her physical defense is also pretty puny, will bite her in the arse later in the game and make her less usable. So I will be using her a lot early game, but much later on in the adventure I'll be using her far less often. I will be making an attempt to use every party member we get as much as possible. The only constant would be Sheena, because I'd like to have Sheena in the party at all times with her being the main character. So it's my second and third members that I'll be alternating and swapping out as we go through. What's the matter? I'm overcome with guilt. About what? Look at how much damage these bugs have done. Destruction waits for us around every corner. This isn't the kind of world I wanted to create. I wanted to fix this. I want to restore our original versions of our world's odyssey. Yeah, me too. Before we can do that though, we need to find a way to get you out of the game. Are you okay, Sheena? You look upset. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. You're so good to me, Lily. Oh, of course. Oh. Eureka! That's what's going on, I'm sure of it! Huh? You scared me. You shouldn't shout out of the blue, Mr. Enigma. What's going on? I was checking some of the program code and I noticed that each time you defeat a martyr, the bugs are slowly being purged by one. Just as I had hypothesized, the so-called parasites that have been assuming control of the martyrs are the bugs we've been looking for. So we should continue letting our Atoma bugs eat them to bring things back to normal? That's the light at the end of the tunnel, Mr. Enigma. Sheena, what do you mean by bugs? Oh, well, all of our broken destroyed locations we visited are a result of bugs brought upon the world by the Atoma scourge. So the Atoma that you often speak about is actually another form of bugs that have been messed with the natural order of things here. I still don't follow what you're talking about. Is the Atoma not an expression of divine retribution? No, Mr. Enigma and I have been looking into things and it seems like it's a mysterious event that last year a result of these bugs. Huh. So, by getting rid of the parasites, like we did earlier, it seems like the damaged, distorted landscapes are slowly repairing themselves. Our wish is that sometime soon the bugs will disappear altogether. Oh, so if the bugs disappear, does that mean the curse of the Atoma will be lifted forever? Yes! 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 Just because we get rid of the bugs, however, there's no guarantee that things will return to the hell they used to be. Also, for the time being, we have insufficient data to claim that getting rid of the bugs will stop the Atoma. Sorry for the false hope. Don't be. Any possibility is more than enough. If there's even a sliver of hope of lifting the Atoma, then I'll do whatever it takes. I vow to you and to the people of our world. Okay, then I vow to help you too, however possible. In any case, keep up the good work. Everyone continue defeating the martyrs to feed the Atoma bugs whatever parasites we can find. With more data at disposal, we can plan our next step. Okay! Sheena is such an adorable protagonist, but Lily is what really steals it for me. Like, I'm going to keep on making a point of that. Lily's crush on Sheena is like one of my favourite things in this game because it's so goddamn adorable, and I feel like it's for the most part well handled. But that being said, I'm going to wrap up for now. So next time on Death and Request, we'll continue our push towards the throne room to try and find out what happened to Lily's father, the king. But until then, you guys take care now.